What's up everyone, it's me, ya boy.
Hey there demons, it's me, your boy.
Back with another top 5 video, your second favorite time that I'm on my knees. Like literally I'm doing these videos on my knees. It's quite uncomfortable. Since it's the beginning of October, I'm doing another top 5 scary movie list because I want you guys to have a terrifying month. So with that being said, this is my third. I will put the first 2 cards up in the corner, so go ahead and check those out. So to start things off, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at a movie with Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. Not that one, but you should definitely watch that one as well. So number 5, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I Know What You Did Last Summer? Ooh.
So this one's a classic. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of it or you've heard people making fun of it, but honestly, it's not that bad. After a few drinks, a group of friends decide to drive home on a windy road and end up hitting someone. Instead of doing a good job checking to see if the person's alive, they do the logical thing and just dump the body in the water at the docks. A year later, the dead man comes back, starts killing off the kids one by one because, you know, he knows what they did last summer. If you enjoy Scream, I think you guys would like this movie. It also reignited my crush on Jennifer Love Hewitt. There's also a second one, which, you know, it's okay. And the third one's absolute dog shite, so don't even, go near that. Or if you don't even want to watch this, I guess you can just go ahead and watch Scary Movie because the main 2 plots are I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream, so it's just a good time.
What's up?
Number 4, Truth or Dare. So this is an interesting one because we're kind of getting 2 movies. The 2017 one was made for Sci-Fi Channel and the 2018 was made by Blumhouse for a theatrical release. And they have the same plot, more or less. A group of kids go to some sketchy location to drink and play Truth or Dare like any normal kid would do, right? As time goes on, it becomes apparent that there's this supernatural force involved in the game. The dares become deadlier, and if they don't complete the truth or dares, really bad, dire consequences start happening to the people that don't complete them. If I had to compare these 2 movies, I would say the 2017 sci-fi movie is probably more brutal in terms of the dares and things they have to do to themselves in the game, while the 2018 version feels more Hollywood, which it is, but it also kind of has a little bit more of a entertaining storyline, if you will, and it also has more big name people like Lucy Hale or Tyler Posey. So go ahead and check them out. I dare ya.
The game's real. Okay, wherever you go, whatever you do, it'll find you.
Number 3, The Conjuring. I'm sure a lot of you know about this film already. When James Wan isn't making Fast and the Furious or Aquaman, he's making pretty iconic horror movies, to be honest. So this movie follows the Perron family as they move into their gorgeous, beautiful new house. Yikes. So slowly spoopy stuff starts happening to the kids and the other family members until they finally have to call in some famous paranormal investigators to come check it out. Pretty quickly they learn that this is some demonic shit and they gotta try to vanquish that evil. So normally I don't care for haunting and paranormal or, possession type movies, but honestly this one's really good, keeps it scary, keeps you on the edge of your seat. There's also a second Conjuring and an entire Conjuring universe, but I'm not gonna get into that in this video. Oh, and it's also, based on true events, so ooh.
When the music stops, you see him in the mirror standing behind you. Look what she made me do.
Number 2, Grave Encounters. If you're one of those people who have ever wanted to do those pay us to stay at this haunted or abandoned place, location, this movie's for you. So in this film, the production crew for the TV show Grave Encounters stays overnight in a abandoned psychiatric hospital. Now I know what you're all thinking, you're all gonna assume that everything's gonna be fine, but it's not. Instead, they realize that the hospital is alive and does not intend on letting them leave. So this film is actually the found footage from what the production crew found in the place. And normally I'm not really a fan of the found footage, handheld stuff, partially because it gives me a headache sometimes, but this one was actually super good. In fact, it was the first one that I've ever seen that I actually enjoyed. Also, I've never heard anyone say anything bad about this film, maybe the second one, but I've only actually heard good things when people talk about this movie or bring it up. So make sure that you book your overnight stay at some haunted or abandoned place, for real, for real.
Hey, who are you? How come you're in here?
All right, now it's time for the honorable mention, The Ritual. So this is a Netflix film over from Europe. At first I was really skeptical about watching this one, but honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. So a group of friends get together. Man, all these movies are about like a group of friends, aren't they? So a group of friends get together to go on a vacation that they never got to do with their late friend, which, if you've seen the movie, that's probably honestly the most terrifying part of the movie. Anyway, they decide to go on a hiking trip over in Sweden. And of course, we all just have that one friend that always gets injured while you're trying to hike or do something, you know what I mean? We all got that one friend. So with this dude's injured legs slowing them down, they realize that they need to take a shortcut through the woods in order to get back to their lodge on time. Great choice, mates. So of course, when they're going through the woods, some spoopy stuff happens, gets crazier and crazier, and I'll just let you watch the film and find out what happens. Number 1, Cabin in the Woods. So I do not know how we have not talked about this movie yet, but here we are. I think at this point, this movie is basically as famous as Scream for its like satire / comedy horror. So like most retro horror films, this movie follows a group of kids who decide to stay in a secluded cabin out in the woods where they have no way of communicating with the outside world. What could go wrong? While they're in the cabin, they go down to the basement and they find this creepy looking book and they end up unleashing evil. So I know this sounds a lot like the plot of Evil Dead. It doesn't sound too original, but trust me, you will love all the twists and the humor and just everything about this movie. Except maybe like the last 3 minutes, but that's a totally different thing. So that's all I'm really gonna say about the plot. I don't want to get into it too much and spoil anything. It's better just going into this movie and not really knowing what to expect.
We should split up.
Yeah, good idea.
Really?
But if you want to know things more on the technical side, I can tell you that Joss Whedon wrote it, so you can take that as a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you see it. So that's all I got for this year's Top 5 Scary Movies. This is my third one, and I'm surprised I'm still even able to talk about scary movies that I would recommend, but here I am. I love being able to spread just terror into people's lives, so I'm happy to do it. So with that, I will see you guys next time.